Sí, sí. We're from Bandung Institute of Technology.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start our academic forum, everyone can enjoy the food and drinks that we already prepared right outside. We're going to have an early coffee break, so everyone can take the food and bring it to the room, and then we may start the forum. Thank you.
berawal dari ASRI yang diresmikan oleh Presiden Soekarno pada tahun 1948, seminggu setelah Universitas Gadjah Mada diresmikan oleh Soekarno juga. Memiliki dua kompetensi, yaitu penciptaan dan kompetensi pengkajian. Bedanya seni murni isi Yogyakarta dengan seni murni isi yang lain atau ISNI. Seni murni lahir dari ASRI yang menjadi kemudian rahim seniman-seniman Indonesia. Boleh dibilang seni murni adalah yang tertua di Indonesia, memfokuskan pada capaian pembelajaran dan capaian lulusan sebagai seniman seni rupa profesional. Maka di seni murni, dan tidak ada di seni murni yang lain, tugas sketsa satu semester 500 lembar. Kenapa? Karena untuk kemudian mematangkan bagaimana menuju mata kuliah studi yang lain. Dulu bahkan sketsa itu 1000 lembar satu semester, maka diturunkan karena kemudian ada mata kuliah yang lain sebagai pendukungnya. Peminatan di seni murni ada 3. Yang pertama adalah seni lukis, kemudian seni grafis, dan seni patung. Seni lukis bagaimana kemudian mendidik mahasiswa menjadi profesional seni lukis. Grafis juga bagaimana kemudian menjadikan seniman profesional di bidang seni grafis. Seni patung bagaimana menjadikan mahasiswa seniman profesional di bidang seni patung. Prospek lulusan seni murni adalah menjadi profesional yang eksistensinya diakui nasional maupun internasional. Salah satu contoh dari alumni seni murni adalah Nasirun, Eko Nugroho, Heridono, Entang Winarso, dan lain sebagainya. Kurator dari alumni seni murni misalnya Mika Susanto yang juga sebagai kurator Galnas, kemudian Bapak Suwarno Wirostomo juga sebagai kurator, kritikus dan kurator Galnas. Kemudian ada pengkaji, salah satunya adalah Profesor Dwi Marianto dan Profesor Agus Burhan. Kemudian alumni seni murni juga banyak memiliki galeri, salah satunya adalah Tawijaya yang di Jogja, kemudian juga Bali, kemudian di Jakarta.
Ladies and gentlemen, please everyone in the room may be seated because our art academic forum will be beginning soon. Ladies and gentlemen, please everyone may be seated because our art forum going to begin soon. Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, may peace be with us all. The honorable guest from Silpakorn University, Thailand, the honorable guest from University Technology Mara from Malaysia, the honorable Professor Dwi Marianto, and all of the honorable participants. Welcome to our second day of Art Academic Forum, Monday, 21st August, 2023. I am Krista Justin, and I will be your master of ceremony for today. I would like to read our agenda for today. The first agenda is opening. The second agenda is prayer to the God Almighty. The third agenda is welcome greeting from the chairman of committee. The fourth agenda is our main event, the presentation from the speakers. There will be only one session for today. The fifth agenda and last agenda is the photo session and closing. Before we begin this forum, let's give prayer to the God Almighty according to our beliefs. The prayer may start now. Thank you. Finished. May the agenda runs well. Now I would like to invite Dr. Yuliawan Dafri to say a few words. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. We meet again today, and I hope you still want to stay here until the end of this conference today this morning. I believe that you can get a lot of information from this meeting, from this conference, and also get more experience, knowledge, and sign from this conference morning. So please stay here and enjoy this conference today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dafri, for the warmest welcome. So before we continue the agenda, I would like to remind everyone who hasn't filled the form from yesterday to fill the Google form through this barcode on the screen. Once again, I would like to encourage everyone to fill the Google form from this barcode on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are already in our main agenda for today. We will be listening to experts to give their presentations. Now I would like to invite Mr. Wisnu-Aji, MT, to be the moderator and guide the forum for today. Thank you. Mr. Wisnu-Aji from ISI Yogyakarta. Let's give applause to him. For our first speaker, she is from Institut Teknologi Bandung, but she cannot attend Zoom meeting she cannot attend to Yogyakarta. So she will be joining us through recorded video. Her name is Kaila Samardina from Institut Teknologi Bandung. The second speaker is from Surakarta University, Dr. Anupa Chantaratwan. May you please come to the stage. Thank you. Our third speaker is Dr. Arif Suharson, SSN, MSN, from ISI Yogyakarta. For our next speaker is from UITM Malaysia, Dr. Wan Samyati Adriana Wan Mohdaud. please come to the stage. Thank you. And for our last but not least speaker is Mr. Tera Bagzrohasu, MSN from ISI Yogyakarta. I'm so sorry, there is some misinformation. So the speaker from Surakarta University is Mr. Hasu. Thank you. So without further ado, I would like to give time and place to Mr. Banu. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Today we have 5 speakers. Well, actually 4 because one cannot attend this conference. So without further ado, because we have a tight schedule, I would like to present speaker number 1, Miss Ken Kaila Samaradina. Please play the video.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start the presentation, I'm sorry for any inconvenient noises in the background. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ken Kaila Samaradina, and I'm joined by one of my teammates, Arya Putra Nasri. We're from Bandung Institute of Technology, Faculty of Art and Design. Today we're here to discuss our research that has been conducted for a year about paper making of pineapple fiber waste as solution for SMEs manufacturers of pineapple leaf fiber in Subang district. Today we're here to present an innovative initiative that underscores the intersection of environmental responsibility and artistic expression. We will delve into the transformative journey of paper production from pineapple fiber waste, facilitated through craft skill among local artisans. This initiative not only addresses agricultural waste challenges, but also nurtures the growth of local creative industry. Our focus will be on Alfiber, situated in Subang Regency, Indonesia, as a notable example of profound impact of this endeavor. Before we go any further, we like to explain why we choose these topics. For the backgrounds, in Indonesia, the Subang Regency in West Java is a major pineapple production hub, contributing over 92% of the region's total output. This area is recognized for its natural resources and facilities supporting pineapple cultivation. Around 500 families depend on pineapple farming for their income. With much of the waste generated having potential value, pineapple production increased from 2,040,047 and 243 tons to 2,008,086 and 470 tons between 2022 and 2021, making it the second highest after bananas waste in 2021. This demand has led to increases agricultural waste. Based on the challenges faced and the potential for the paper-making process, and the pineapple leaf fiber themselves, a community service already conducted in form of workshop. The workshop focus and goal are to transform waste pineapple leaf fibers into products using the paper pulp technique, thereby expanding the range of potential products for local, micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, and enhancing employee skills throughout the workshop. This community service activity is not only beneficial as the solution to existing problems, but also enriches the region's potential to utilize agricultural outputs, specifically the potential of waste pineapple fiber obtained from the MSME pineapple fiber producer of fiber in Subang Regency. And here's the picture of us doing some workshop in Subang in August 2022. Here are some data comparison between the typical fiber that's used for paper and pineapple leaf fiber or pulp. Paper is commonly produced by compressing moist fiber, typically cellulose pulp derived from wood, cloth, or grass, and then drying them into flexible sheets. Characteristic of the straw fiber, due to their high cellulose content and strong fiber resilience, make them suitable for use as a refined pulp in producing writing and paper making. Meanwhile, in pineapple fiber, also known as the pineapple fiber, are considered to have a finer texture compared to other plant fiber. These fibers are about 60 centimeters long and have shimmering silk-like appearance with a creamy white color. Fiber containing dyes can be easily extracted from fresh pineapple leaf. Pineapple leaf fiber have numerous potential applications similar to other natural fibers, such as plastic reinforcement, sun insulation, and heat insulation. The fiber itself has a ribbon-like structure, and it consists of bundles of vascular vessels present in form of fiber cells bundles. When pulp is wet, the strength of the fiber bundles decreases by 50%, but the strength of individual fiber increases by 30%, which is considered an attractive characteristic of natural fibers. Pulp exhibits the highest tensile strength with moderate elongation when broken, compared to other natural fibers such as banana, coir, or sisal. The main tensile strength, initial modulus, and elongation at break of pineapple fibers bundles with diameters ranging from 20 to 80%. The tensile strength of pineapple fiber varies from 200 MPa to 600 MPa, depending on the mentioned factors. For comparison, cotton fiber have tensile strength about 400 MPa, while synthetic fibers like nylon can have tensile strength ranging from 40 to 60,000 MPa.
Based on the data, pineapple fibers emerge as a suitable material for use as a paper production raw material. This study highlights the highly attractive properties of these fibers, emphasizing the potential of pineapple fibers to revolutionize the paper industry. This initiative is a tangible step towards environmental consciousness. The very act of transforming waste into desirable, functional items contributes significantly to mitigating the adverse impact of waste on our environment. There is a quote that relates to this research. It says, traditional papermaking generally employs renewable resources and be carried out in such a way as to avoid polluting the environment and can help bind communities and social groups together. The long-term implications of this initiative are profound. Artisans who emerge from this workshop are equipped not only with the technical expertise to create eco-friendly products, but also the mindset to advocate for sustainable practice. This represents a paradigm shift towards sustainable craftsmanship. Papermaking is a craft that goes beyond the mere production of a functional material. It can also be seen as an art form. The process of grading paper involves a series of intricate and skilled techniques that require careful attention to detail, creativity, and a deep understanding of materials. It has played a crucial role in preserving knowledge, facilitating trade, enabling cultural exchange, and advancing societies. Paper has been instrumental in the progress of human civilization. In today's world, pineapple fiber paper represents an exciting development in sustainable materials, showcasing the potential to create functional and environmentally friendly products from agricultural waste. Paper made from pineapple fiber, also known as Pinatex, is an innovative and sustainable alternative to traditional paper. It is created using the fibers extracted from pineapple leaf, which are typically discarded as agricultural waste.
Through papermaking workshops utilizing 3D printing techniques, local artisans not only learn how to transform waste into high-value products, but also understand how to blend craft techniques with cultural and aesthetic values. This activity enhanced the product's value, attracted a larger market interest, and helped reduce negative environmental impacts. Beyond short-term benefit, this craft skill provides significant long-term impacts. Artisans equipped with sustainable papermaking abilities not only created environmental-friendly products but also foster awareness of sustainability. Thus initiatives support not only sustainable economic growth but also preserve local culture by combining traditional craftsmanship with modern innovation. Okay. In conclusion, the journey of producing paper from pineapple fiber waste through craft skill training for artisans is testament of human ingenuity and creativity. It is a story of transforming challenges into opportunities and redefining waste as a valuable resource. This initiative reminds us that every step toward sustainability can also be a step toward artistry. Thank you for attention. Here is some documentation video from our workshop last year.
Nama saya Inamia Indriani, saya salah satu dosen dari kelompok keahlian Kriya dan Tradisi Fakultas Seni Rupa dan Desain Institut Teknologi Bandung. Saya bersama tim pada tahun 2022 ini berkesempatan untuk melakukan kegiatan pengabdian kepada masyarakat yang berfokus pada kegiatan pelatihan untuk pengolahan limbah serat daun nanas pada komunitas atau UKM produsen serat daun nanas yang berlokasi di daerah Kabupaten Subang. Bekerja sama dengan UKM serat daun nanas Al-Fiber, kami mengadakan pelatihan pembuatan kertas di samping untuk menyalurkan ilmu dan menghasilkan diversifikasi dan inovasi produk di UKM tersebut. Kami juga memberikan solusi terhadap waste atau limbah serat nanas yang dihasilkan dari proses produksi di UKM tersebut.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Alan Sahroni. Saya pemilik dari Al-Fiber Serat Daun Nanas Subang yang berdomisili di Kampung Cijoget, Desa Cikadu, Kecamatan Cijambe, Kabupaten Subang. Dari 2013 kita sampai 2017 itu kita produksinya serat daun nanas saja, yang dijual hanya serat daun nanas. Kemudian dari 2018 kita mulai mengembangkan menjadi kain ya, melalui proses pemintalan dan pertenunan. Dan sekarang juga kita mencoba untuk proses pembuatan kerajinan-kerajinan dari serat daun nanas, fashion juga, home decor dan beberapa produk lainnya. Untuk proses ekstraksi serat daun nanas ini ada beberapa limbah yang kita hasilkan juga. Jadi limbah menghasilkan limbah karena kita mengolah limbah dari tanaman nanas, yaitu berupa daun nanasnya. Kemudian pada proses ekstraksi itu ada daging daun nanas yang terpisah. Dan ini biasanya kita jadikan pakan ternak atau pupuk kompos. Jadi setelah membusuk itu bisa jadikan pupuk. Ada juga yang terbaru itu limbah dari proses penyisiran. Karena untuk mendapatkan serat daun nanas yang berkualitas baik, kita melalui proses penghalusan atau penyisiran. Nah, ini ada waste atau rendemen berupa gumpalan serat. Nah, itu juga salah satu kendala atau tantangan kita sebenarnya dalam mengolah limbah daun nanas ini. Saya ucapkan terima kasih banyak atas kesempatan, atas ilmu yang diberikan oleh pihak ITB melalui kegiatan pembuatan kertas ini. Dan ini salah satu jawaban mungkin dari salah satu tantangan kami dalam mengolah limbah daun nanas, terutama tadi sisa dari proses penyisiran, di mana waste-nya atau limbahnya itu berupa serat berbentuk gumpalan. Ketika mendapatkan pelatihan dari pihak ITB ini, alhamdulillah salah satu tantangan kami sudah terjawab, bagaimana mengolah waste penyisiran ini menjadi kertas yang menurut kami ini jadi salah satu peluang usaha untuk pengembangan usaha juga, kemudian juga keterampilan tambahan juga buat kami sebagai pelaku usaha. Ini saya sekali lagi sangat senang dan terima kasih kepada pihak ITB atas kesempatan yang diberikan kepada Alfiber.
Setelah ada pembinaan ini, tentunya menambah ilmu ya. Menambah ilmu yang sangat bermanfaat bagi saya yang tadinya saya tidak tahu apa-apa tentang Alfiber, tentang daun serat nanas. Sampai sekarang bisa ada pembinaan pembuatan kertas berbahan dasar serat nanas, daun serat nanas. Sangat bermanfaat bagi saya ilmunya.
Kalau dari saya, biasanya kan kita memproduksi serat daun nanas itu hanya dijual untuk seratnya saja, belum ada finishingnya. Nah, setelah ada pelatihan ini, oh ternyata serat daun nanas itu, terutama WS-nya yang tidak terpakai bisa diolah, bisa jadi kertas juga gitu.
Bermanfaat lah.
Thank you, Miss Can she hear us from here? No? Oh, so it's useless, right? Okay, so the next speaker is from, to my surprise, from interior design. Right? Okay. Dr. Pasu. So what does it mean in English? It's the name of the project, and welcome. Oh, okay. Glorious name. Okay. So the time is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Let me begin something different. So I'm representative of Silpakorn University, and I don't like to sit on that table. So I'm gonna walk a little bit. See what there. So as you screen, as the show screen, at first I would like to spend a little, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, represent my university. Silpakorn University is founded by Ajahn Sin, PhD. And in 1933, it's about 100 years ago, we start to create this school of art. I'm not going to say that right now we are the first priority in Thailand, but I'm proudly present that our existence means a lot to Thai culture and Thai arts. So about 90 years, we create more than, let's say, 15 faculties. It's included in many areas: science, engineer, doctors, arts, and many, many things. But the most 3 subjects that important is fine art, is ecological, and decorative arts. And I'm representative of decorative arts in the Department of Interior Design. So I'm gonna go a little detail in interior design. But first of all, we have 3 campuses located in Bangkok, in Nakhon Pratom, and also in Phetchaburi. We have 3 main campuses, but the main one is in Bangkok, of course. And this is the faculty members in my department. But today I'm not represent my departments. I'm represent Silpakorn University as a whole. Maybe the first question from yesterday, many people asking, hey, why are we here? What are we looking for? And what are we going to do? I would like to give you guys a first question. Is participant question. We're looking for defining diversity. But I'm on the other hand, I'm kind of curious about diversity. I'm not thinking that diversity is only one way to find the results. From this event, from this, how can I say, seminar, I would like to show the other aspect of similarity. And similarity is much more important than diversity, in my opinion. Let's start with the curriculum of interior design. I would like to show this because 5 or 6 years ago, I came here and we already talked about curriculum and how we overlap, why we are so the same in many, many ways. And of course, we share many things. At the end, design have no boundaries. Design and art have no language. We share something. And that's the important thing. We share the value of creativity. And that's what I want to point out. A course that we teach is actually based on maybe 8 skills like hand skill, culture, making, technology, creativity, collaboration, presentation, and of course, the last part is international. And today also is the 8th part is the international. I'm focusing on that. But how can we become much more international collaboration? It starts from what we have. Surakarta is based on hand skill. At first, you have a lot of skills, practice skill, basic skills. As everyone else here, you got skills. And we practice that skill in many ways, like 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions. That is the basic principle of how can we become a great artist. Later on, we never look back or we never forget about our culture. We come from the same roots. We care about history. Next, but at the end, history and craft can limit yourself a little bit, but we can explore by sketch design, explore design, practice design base to create some design project. And of course, interior design, when you design something, you have to think about how to make it become through, and technical drawing. Model making. Some sort of furniture design and making things to become real. We have a lot of sketch design classes. It's like, how can I say, it's a rapid design class. Every week, we ask students to join the class, design something different in each week. And we have presentation. We have, when the student is ready, like you all did in ISI Yogyakarta, the 3rd year and the 4th year, we ask them to do computer design. And we also have the same thing. We start with the hand drawing, making things, but we doesn't block the ways of creativity by using the technology. So we start to do the rendering. We start to do programming, start to embed technology in our studies and create things from computer design generate. And that is the first part. Today, we cannot say that technology is not involved in many areas of the design. So we still improve our skill of expanding knowledge by take advantage of new technology like VR, like 3D Max, like rendering, like to analyze the energy efficiency. And we ready to explore in new territories in many ways, technology, including here, we're trying to explore the possibility of collaboration. That's why we come here. And of course, we have a class. And students can think, we can teach, but at the end, when they graduate, we have to make them be able to ready to talk to the client, to make them ready to go into the real world. So presentation skill is one of the skill sets that we prepare the student for. And we have a lot of presentation lately. We ask students to transfer every knowledge, every details of their design into the graphic, into infographic, into something that it's represent themselves. So that's the ways that our teaching methods develop. Also, we never forget about reality outside of the school. We not limit ourselves into just like the classroom. So we take our students to field trip. We take them through the manufacture. We ask companies to come to our universities to give a lecture, sometimes give a feedback of our students' work. So again, we support students when they need to to get into competition or something like that. And of course, as I mentioned to you, our school is great. So students wins. And we participate in many activities, including like pro bono design or every year's design weeks. We are a part of it in general in Bangkok, in many places. And this is one of the samples that we chose our design skill into the public. But this is the topic that I would like to talk today, the MOU. MOU, we all know that Surakarta University have more than 30 universities to become agreement with MOU, including lastly is Domus University, I believe. And in Japan, we have Tama University, Musashi University, and Iwate University. Of course, here, EC Yogyakarta, we also have an MOU. But today, I would like to talk about the recently MOU that we just have with the Iwate University. It started from 2019 when COVID is spread everywhere. However, we use that as our opportunity to create something different. At first, we create 3 sections of the collaboration. Right after we started. First one is the workshop one, section 1. And then 4 months later, I have section 2. And 7 months later, I have section 3. So we have 3 continuing activities from Iwate University, Japan. The first one, of course, as I mentioned to you, the topic that I talk today is under the name the diversity and similarity. Diversity. We signed an MOU with the engineering department. It's totally different from our background. We are all artists and design. How it's gonna work? So we create like a system or curriculum that's gonna make it work. But first of all, we invite professor from the university to give a lecture on some topic that is not familiar with our designers. For example, this one is mass law. Mass law is very typical in universal scale. However, in art school, sometimes we don't use these tools. We don't know all the tools. So our methods is bring the new tools to students and let's invite a lecturer to teach about it. And we give some time for students to practice and they create something. They start to do their work process by sketch and drawing and exploring idea. And then they create and they analyze. It's called development in design. Yeah, we take some time. It's like 1 week later, they have a subject that very open. It's not limited to just like, I'm from interior department, but I never ask students to only do interior work. I'm gonna ask them to do many things, but it's related to design. So they pick some area that they interest, sometimes some details, sometimes some social problems. And they have fun. And at the end, they create something that they use their expertise to create. And some of the groups come out like a rendering of the space that never exists. And some of them is like come up with a new design that challenge the social problems. And that is the first session that we introduced. The final presentation. So at the end, about 2 weeks from the beginning, I asked them to present international online presentation, and I invite some of the professors at Japan to critics to give some ideas about student works. So that is the first one. We found that, okay, we know the methods. How can we make it work by international collaboration? The second one is pretty much the same thing, but we changed the topics a little bit. We find out that what is the topic that important that Thai people or another country need to share. At that time, it's like, it's a sustainable goal. We never know about it. It's very new for me too. Even I live in Japan for a while. I believe that no one understands this clearly. So I asked my sensei to teach it, to give the knowledge to other students. And we have 7 criteria. And again, the platform is the same because it's still COVID period. So we ask students to join as an online session. Everyone join, give a lecture, and 1 week later, oh, I'm lying. It's not 1 week. This one is just 3 days. They work in 3 days and they create some design that relate to the new topics. So it's work too. It's like a small workshop that we give new subject to students, and students work on something that not related to their major or their field and create something that they really want to. So how can I ensure that it's gonna work? At first, I'm not sure because it's new. It's not related to our department at all. So we use the methods to also ask students. This is the diagram that we collaborate in some point. We try to go to, we invite Japan to Thailand. We go to Japan sometimes, and it's work. At the end, like last year and this year, we invite Japan sensei to come to Thailand, and also we all as a group visit Japan University. And this is what I'm talking about. At the end of our session, I have like a Google form to ask the students what they think about this kind of international workshop, and all of them believe that it is much better than like typical curriculums. So they are interested in every subject that they learn, and they're looking forward to this kind of activities. That brings me to the question that why I am here and what I am or what we are looking for. We're looking for to create something, to connect something in higher level, and it's not limited to just interior design to interior design. I'm looking for very open collaboration like arts, and we are artists. And that is my subject today. How can we collaborate? I'm gonna leave this question for you guys to discuss at the end of the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Pasu. I can't help but notice that. Did you wearing slipper to your presentation?
Actually, it's not. It's like a formal flip-flop.
Okay. Nice though. Okay, thank you. So Mr. Pasu leave the question, how can we collaborate? I will give the comment later. The next speaker is from ISI Yogyakarta, Dr. Arif Suharson, right? Arif means wisdom in Indonesia, for those who interested. But here we have from Malaysia, right? Is it the same meaning in Arif, wisdom? Oh, okay. So basically you can understand Bahasa Indonesia. So why do we talk English here? Okay. Okay, please, Mr. Arif, the time is yours.
Thank you for everybody. I don't like to the table and stand after. I just sit here. I'm sorry. Mohon dibantu nanti, Mas ya, nextnya ya. Okay. Karena saya nggak bisa mengoperasionalkan laptop dan juga itu langsung nanti next itu ya Mas ya. Oke. Thank you everybody. I want to present this my program. I invited Mokolan Klai, and Mokolan is in Thailand because this a good for pottery, and then we invite 35 artists and from 5 countries, and I am happy of that because there's a program Mokolan. Maybe the friend in Thailand heard this program 2 weeks ago and nakon Sitamarat. Oke. Jadi ini saya hanya melaporkan kegiatan saya saja, kegiatan saya yang ada di Thailand kemarin selama 10 hari saya di Thailand, dan saya ada program workshop internasional bersama 30 seniman di 5 negara. The Thailand, the same in Indonesia, because the government respecting cultural diversity and local artistic tradition, and this can be make a blending city. They have the same in Indonesia because the Thailand have 5 major religion, and Buddhist, Islamic, Catholic, Christian, and so Hinduism. Yeah, even on entrepreneurship stimulus program, they support local uniqueness. The integrated OTOP, yeah, this similar program for Japanese. This name OFOP in Thailand. This called is OTOP, one tambon and one product. Yeah, And also Thailand respecting local culture, yeah, and make the grow economic, respecting culture, same the program in UNESCO. UNESCO has a program like Creative City Network and World Heritage Cities program and World Heritage Cities. Jadi program ini adalah program pemerintahan Thailand itu hampir sama dengan program di Indonesia. Jadi mempertahankan nilai lokal geniusnya untuk berkembang kepada modern city-nya. Tetapi dengan lokal genius itu dia mengembangkan yang namanya blending city. Jadi makanya Thailand ada khusus daerah yang khusus durian, khusus pepaya, khusus jambu, dan semuanya disebut dengan Bangkok. Jadi jambu Bangkok, durian Bangkok, pitik Bangkok itu seperti itu ya. Dan kemarin saya ke sana juga terkaget ada program membangkokkan anggrek. Nah, di anggrek itu bunganya sebesar saya. Saya kaget, wah ini bunga anggrek terbesar yang mau dikembangkan ya. Itu seperti itu. Next please. Mokalan have a history same in Nakhon Tamarat. He has too many temples ya. I think this vihara, the visual the same in Borobudur. Yeah, I am sure the bhikshu of there, this vihara or the stupa, this means stupa stand in the boot numerous temple, including the oldest temple. This temple named the what Boromatat, is true? Because in language Thailand very difficult for me. This histories built the Sanjaya from Indonesia. Ya, jadi stupa ini sejarahnya hampir sama dengan Indonesia, ada kesamaan yaitu dengan Borobudur yang pada abad 8 itu dibangun oleh Sriwijaya. Ini yang menjadi luar biasa di sana, dan itu ada hubungannya dengan sejarah keramik di Mokalan maupun sejarah keramik di Indonesia. Itu yang menarik. Ini ada dalam jurnalnya yang ditulis oleh Pasuk, ya, seorang dosen di Nakhon University. Next please. Sebaran keramik di situ juga dituliskan dalam jurnal itu bahwa keramik-keramik yang ada di wihara itu ternyata memiliki makna filosofi. Ya, distribution of keramik in temple in South Thailand, they have a philosophy. Ya, the bowel is symbol philosophy, relation and the compassion of the community. The small plate symbolize the one spiritual giving and the receiving from sharing. Yeah, I'm sorry, maybe the wrong this philosophy. Because and here many people from Thailand, maybe I'm sorry, please correct me for the good the philosophy and the keramik ya. Jadi ada beberapa filosofi keramik yang itu ternyata bentuk-bentuk keramik yang dibawakan di sana itu memiliki filosofi yang berfungsinya untuk upacara keagamaan. Ya, next please. Saya singkat saja. Nah, we have the program in Mokalan Clay. This name Mokalan Clay from local to global arts. We have a seminar, exhibition, presentation, workshop, and artistic practice ceramic creation. Yeah, Mokalan is region situated in the cultural and ceramic city of Nakhon Tamarat, known for its distinctive ceramic product craft using technique as fill. Drawing, stamp, decoration, varnishing, and engrove application. This ceramic are fire in the elephant trunk highland. Jadi di Thailand ini ditemukan sebuah tungku primitif yang dulu panjangnya itu sangat panjang sekali. Kalau di Indonesia mirip seperti tungkunya yang ada di Pontianak, tungku naga kita nyebutnya. Tetapi di sana menyebutnya tungku sarang rayap. Karena di bawah dan itu panjang dan fungsinya sebagai tungku. Nah, tungku sang rayap ini dimodifikasi oleh masyarakat Mokalan menjadi tungku belalai gajah. Nanti akan saya tunjukkan dalam video tersebut. However, is currently experiencing a deadline through to import of COVID-19. The collaborative creative effort are effective to contribute to advancement of the ceramic knowledge, spanning material processing, manufacturing technology, decoration, fire finishing, and digital marketing. Jadi kita ketemu di sana itu tidak hanya membicarakan tentang keramik saja, tapi bagaimana keadaan keramik sekarang ini di dunia setelah COVID-19. Jadi hampir semuanya produksi keramik di dunia itu sekarang mengalami sakit, bukan sakit desainnya, tetapi sakit pasarnya. Jadi karena COVID ini membawa pengaruh yang sangat besar terhadap pasar keramik yang ada di dunia internasional. Next please, makanya program ini membahas tentang itu bagaimana keramik supaya maju, tetapi tidak meninggalkan nilai-nilai lokal wisdomnya. The proficiency of ceramic has been handed down through generation, and important in here, pottery ceramic to make the traditional technique and the name, I have a same name in the one product in Thailand and Java. This name is Anglo. Jadi di Jawa dan Thailand kemarin saya menemukan keunikan. Seolah sejarah itu nyambung, yaitu saya menemukan nama sebuah produk keramik yang disebut Anglo. Nama di Thailand juga Anglo, di Indonesia juga Anglo. Loh kok saya tanya, fungsinya sama untuk pembakaran. Nah, itu luar biasa. Jadi sejarah keramik itu panjang karena ada kemarin Wijaya tadi, jadi ada hubungannya dengan Indonesia. I have important for the Mokalang clay. We found the name same from Indonesia. This Anglo for firing burnet for the cooking. The same, the name, the same, the visual as the name for the function. This is very, very important for us. Coba next mas. This I have a picture for this tungku elephant trunk. Ini ada tungku naga yang ada tungku elephant gajah yang ada di Mokalan. Next mas. Dan ini adalah proses membuat keramiknya. Yang kalau di Indonesia itu menggunakan gig wheel. This is processing for the make ceramic, and usually in the international ceramic there's gig wheel. But it's different style. In gig wheel and Mokalan clay, they have a machine and they make electric wheel, like electric wheel. But the processing the same in Indonesia and gig wheel. They have a traditional name for making the ceramic. This drawing is named a mon. This true is named the Thailand Mon, atau Mon. This name Mon, this Mon. This is the Mon, and then for make the inside name is Lukto, and the finishing for the engulf this name is Saba. Saba the like make a stempel and the body ceramic. The Saba. Next please. Oke, apa yang kita lakukan di sana bersama 35 seniman dan 5 negara? Collaboration and artistic creation, 35 artists from 5 countries. We have a project sensation of clay material, and then artistic decoration, artistic creation, and make the bug raku firing thermal shock. Jadi yang kita lakukan di sana adalah menguji tanah, bukan menguji merasakan tanah Thailand yang begitu bagus. Ini yang paling penting di kita. Di teori keramik Indonesia mengatakan bahwa semakin gelap tanah itu semakin rendah bakarannya. Tetapi ini berbeda dengan Thailand. Semakin gelap tanahnya ternyata semakin tinggi bakarannya. This different in clay from Indonesia and Thailand. In the more dark in Thailand clay is high temperature. But Indonesia maybe more dark, this low temperature. This different material. And this in tourist Indonesia usually say more dark clay, this more low temperature. This. Next please, Mas. Nah, pertemuan dengan 35 seniman 5 negara itu membuat saya terbuka wawasannya. Jadi di beberapa negara yang mengenal musim dingin, itu ternyata membuat keramiknya tidak semudah yang di negara Asia Tenggara yang memiliki 2 musim. Jadi contohnya seniman Korea, dia membuat keramiknya itu mengekspresikan bagaimana lokal dia ditunjukkan, yaitu dengan cara sambil membuat, sambil membakar keramiknya langsung. Ini kan juga teknologi yang luar biasa yang kita tidak punya. Yang saya ngeri lagi, di Thailand ini punya teknologi untuk memanasi kompor gas atau manasi tungku yang membeku, itu langsung dikenakan api. Karena di Indonesia ya takut jeblos ya. Ya, I have a new technology from the Mokalan program. We have a good making from Korean artists. They make a ceramic with the fire spray. Yeah, because in the Korean we have a four season what does meaning musim? Season, yeah, for season different from Asia and Indonesia to season. Because in Korea we must be make quickly pottery, we must be make the high dry with the spray fire. This good technology, and this is good from Thailand too. Very, very important for us because usually Indonesia maybe the one to make the good gas on technology meeting melting frozen gas in the heat of kiln and promised by Thailand Corporation. This very dangerous, but in Thailand this is okay. This not dangerous. Indonesia not not like this. Indonesia usually make the wood and we firing and then water in the water, not and like this. Maybe a different material from the make a gas. Yeah, this is very important for us to make a knowledge from this. Next, Mas. Ya, di sana kita juga mempelajari tentang raku. Jadi keramik Mokalan ini belum pernah dibuat raku. Jadi kita akan mencoba dengan suhu yang dadaan gitu. Jadi ternyata gerabah Mokalan yang dikatakan gerabah, istilah gerabah di Indonesia itu mengenai temperatur yang rendah, ternyata dia memiliki keterampilan tinggi. Sehingga dibakar-bakar glasir pun ternyata bisa. They good Mokalan clay from material, they have a high temperature. Usually we call the earthenware usually make a low temperature, but Mokalan clay they have a good temperature. This until 1000 Celsius. Nah, we can make raku firing and this my project preparing. Next, Mas. This this project and raku firing and together making a collaboration and 35 artists and the 5 contests. Have it many project and the project so maybe the sell the money from give the Mokalan for go to the international. Next, Mas. My conclusion is, berarti saya mengatakan bahwa untuk mengadopsi beberapa aspek budaya modern, tidak berarti kita harus mengabaikan budaya lokal, melainkan mengintegrasikannya dengan cara yang berkaya identitas mereka. Semakin lokal, semakin global. Itu teori dari profesor saya yang akan saya gunakan terus untuk bisa mengadopsi seni lokal untuk bisa terbang ke modern atau global art. This my project, ini karya saya yang kemarin saya pamerkan di Mokalan pameran dan mendapat respect banyak. Bahkan informasi terakhir karya saya ini laku 6 juta. Ya, dan disumbangkan oleh Mokalan Clay. Oke, time is list. Next, Mas, please. Next session. Okay, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Arif. At the beginning, Mr. Arif showed the slide of Buddhist temple, right? So I thought you're going to present a Buddhist temple, but turned out to be ceramic. So my hope is faded away. So before this session, I have a conversation with one of the teaching staff from Silapkorn University. Actually, it's not a conversation because he's trying to connect with maybe his daughter when I asking him a lot of questions. So actually, the Buddhist in Indonesia and in Thailand is kind of different, right? So we have a Mahayana Buddhist and the Thailand is Hinayana Buddhist. But the temple looks similar. So it's different, but yet so similar. Let's check with the Malaysia. What kind of similarity do we have?
Between Malaysia and Indonesia?
Yeah.
I think maybe language a little bit quite similar.
Oh, okay. But the hijab is similar, I think.
Yeah. Now that I see youngest people are using bawal hijab. Also in Malaysia, yeah. In Indonesia also wears the same thing.
Okay. But if you don't say that you're from Malaysia, I can never tell the difference between you and. Yeah.
Actually, my mother is from Indonesia.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next speaker is Dr. Wan. Oh, look at my glasses.
Samiati.
Samiati
Andriana, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Samiati. So
Yeah.
time is yours.
Okay. Sorry, since I didn't have my laptop. Can I stand so that I can also see my PowerPoint? Okay. I would like to say same credit to Associate Professor Dr. Rafiah Lagino because this actually my short vision of is when we coming yesterday on Saturday. Dr. Rafiah asked me, why don't we change a little bit of my topic session of title, because actually my title is different. So Dr. Rafiah inspired me, but since her title is too long, so I just get it short to exploration of sustainability collaboration in fine art. Okay, so I know that when we have a meeting yesterday about we have a party, a welcoming party, I noticed that some of you are not know that we are from UITM, which we are actually from the study of fine art. For a little bit of information that the five of us, if you know, Dr. Fuad is actually his background is from drawing, but she can talk about sculpture and also drawing. Okay, he very good in terms of theoretical in Western. Okay, Dr. Rafiah is actually I can consider is actually a big boss from our faculty, our department, because now she's more contribute her working in terms of the university. So if you have some kind of information want to, especially when talking about collaboration and also the MOU, you can go straight to Dr. Rafiah. And for your information, Fauzi is actually a sculptor in our department, and also Puan Nick is actually a printmaker. Me myself, usually I'm teaching theory and also I'm teaching printmaking. Okay, and next slide. Do I have to? Okay. A little bit about art. When you're talking about art, we have a reputation of having an emotional and a message. Culture identity. So in terms of this, we can collaborate, especially in fine art and also others collaboration with engineering and so on. Okay, so artists, activists, and community can explore the innovation together. Okay, next slide. Okay, a little bit about when you're talking about literature review. Okay, the literature review, we can say that when we have a creativity, we try to we can actually tell a story about the installation, public performance, and encourage enhancement of environment. Okay, and again with this experience accessibility collaboration through fine art, rich teacher and practitioner aim to understand the way which artists interpret contribute brothers sustainable agenda. For maybe yesterday we are being talk about how the difference between Thailand and Indonesia and Malaysia and this Indonesia. Most of Thailand have been talking about maybe Malaysia and Indonesia are quite similar in terms of our language. But if you notice, yes, just now our moderator mentioned that the spiritual need of Buddha from Thailand and also Indonesia are quite similar. Since my mother is also Indonesian, when we went to Bali, I found out is quite similarities of Thailand and also Indonesia in terms of spiritual need. Okay, so continue with that. Next slide. Okay, this is actually when I found out about the collaboration sustainability, I found out we have 5. One is the art of qualitative of development and awareness. The second is art as a platform of social engagement. Third is fine art as the diverse and behavior changes. Fourth, fine arts in education attitude, and also the last one is fine art and the power of symbols. Okay, next. The first one is about, next slide. When we're talking about environment awareness, it's actually by through the imagination, we can actually perform quite similar, quite has-centered idea in terms of landscape. For example, when I remember when I teaching at Sarawak, another state of Shah Alam, I remember my students are being asked to do measurement. So architecture students are being go through, they said, pretty for fine art because they have no ruler. But they don't know actually fine art is actually you're teaching about more beyond of that. We are teaching about not only just creativity, but also we are teaching about imagination. Okay. Then artistic create become part of culture and history. And when we come to this session, we are exchanging our culture and also exchanging our knowledge. And by this also, we are maintaining awareness and encourage ongoing effort and environment society. So meaning, we are not just exchanging our culture, but also we are becoming awareness in terms of our environment. Okay. Next, when we have this engagement, actually, it brings people together. Okay. Thank you for the organize this kind of conference of seminar, because by this we know we have siblings in terms of art. We have art from Malaysia, we have Thailand, and also of course from Indonesia. So by this, by having this art event or exhibition and also art workshop, is provide the opportunity for people to come together in this team. For your information, a team from us, another team, a second team are coming on the 26th to have a workshop by the student in IPSIS. So actually, quite pretty for Thailand to go back on the 23rd. Maybe somehow maybe we can go to do something together later on. And maybe I think actually for in terms of culture and also a preservation of heritage, I think Indonesia and also Thailand have a quite unique in terms of heritage rather than Malaysia, because Malaysia is not quite a spiritual from these two countries. Okay, the next slide. Behavior changes. We talk about the communication of symbol and metaphor, which I think we can study a lot, because for information, Malaysia is a culture of Islam. So our need is more towards the spiritual of Islamic. So, but since Indonesia is actually, they are culture of both. You have Buddha, you had Hindu, but rather than Thailand, they are more in terms of not many of Malaysia. So maybe we can just exchange the idea of have this kind of critical thinking about changing which one is done, simply because art also is quite broad. There's so many objective and subjective in art. So some of the Malaysian artists also is quite aware that we cannot do an image of something, rather than maybe from Indonesia and Thailand. Okay, so next. when we come into the art of education and activity, we can actually educate the awareness between us, and also by this fine art offer visual representation and idea, concept and history event, making the effort a medium of visual learning. So by this, if you want to study, for I think Malaysia, people come to Malaysia especially because of food, since their culture of, for example, maybe we don't have Chinese is not our part of the ASEAN country, but for your information, most Chinese students are come to Malaysia to study in Malaysia, especially from UiTM. I have a lot of PhD students now study with me, especially from Chinese. When I ask them why they are studying in UiTM in Malaysia, because they say about food. Okay, since Malaysia have a multicultural of people, we have Indian, Chinese, of course Malaysia, and other ethnic in Sabah and Sarawak. There's maybe the exchange of activate of history and education. It become more mature and it's embrace the behavior of elegant, and it comes by the value. Okay, next. And this is my second slide last. By knowing we all doing symbol, okay, by symbol as a communication of many layers, and also symbol in fine also carry multiple layer and meaning, and symbol also talk into culture and contribute formulating individual or culture LDD. That's one why we need to have this kind of conference, why we have to exchange knowledge, and maybe for us we can extend like my what I'm thinking yesterday, that we have to abroad our way of make it some kind of not just 1 day or 2 day seminar, but maybe we can exchange with them of the research, especially in arts later on. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, by this, the exploration of sustainability collaboration through fine art encause the profound impact, and creative expression can have a comprehensive environment and society challenge. By exchanging our Malaysia, Thailand, and also Indonesia, it can bring enhance and also challenges a new innovation through art. And also the last one is by afford behavior changing, education, and symbiotic measures, artists and collaboration continue to enrich a surrounding hospitality. Okay, I think this is going to be last slide. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Samiati. Your mother is from Bali? Oh, Bandung. Oh, Bandung. Oh, okay. Yeah. So everyone who pay attention to the presentation, that storytelling will change behavior. Is that true? Yeah, I think it's true, because everyone who say that storytelling cannot change behavior never seen the comic of, in my generation, we have a comic that depict hell. So people burn alive, they poking the stomach until they burst out, and our behavior as a child is completely changed. So we never lie after see that comics. And maybe the next speaker is have a many experience about the comics. So Mr. Tera will just be next speaker. Okay, please, the time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Art Banu. Thank you for the academic forum for having me here to present a part of my research. Talking about Malaysia, Thailand, China, and Indonesia, we have similarity, and I love nasi lemak and also tom yum soup, and also teh tarik and Thai tea. Because today I will have a talk about a cup of comic art insight. So in front of you, you have already a cup. You can fill it with some insight. I have to say Sawadee-Krap and Om Swastiastu, Selamat Siang, not Sawadee-Ka, yeah, because I am a a boy. Yeah. Knowledge from Thailand. This research is under supervision of Mr. Budi Irawanto and Mr. Seno Gumiraji Dharma, and I would like the help of Mas Nandang to turn the slides. And next is the view, yeah. Next. Yeah, next lagi. So I collect and research on independent comics, the contemporary one, 2010 to 2020. And I want to talk about the identity, but for today I want to talk about a little bit part of it, about the comic art inside. Next, the independent comics, I think is the same. We have connection like in Southeast Asia, that independent comic published in Indonesia around 1994, but it's only known and mentioned as comic indie, as a movement, as an identity, only in 1998 or around 2000 after the Reformation in Indonesia. I met friends from Southeast Asia, from Malaysia, from Singapore, and later from Thailand. We have the same movement when we are flooded by the manga translation from Japan and also from Europe and US. We have the fight, we have the movement to do the comic. But in Yogyakarta, the comic born not only from the comic side itself, it also born from the fine art itself, because at the moment the new order put the art, it's very institution. Like you have to make painting, you have to make sculpture, or you have to graphic art. They can't do, they don't have freedom, so they make comic. They think comic is more freedom. So some of the movement in the 1994 is from the fine art students. I want to the next slides. There are many kind of our collaboration and our connection through the Southeast Asia. And independent comics you can find in the convention, just like the Indonesia Comic Con or the Comic Fiesta in KL or the pop culture in Thailand. The pop culture poster is made by a student from Sipakon. His name is Nut Chapong, famous by the name Illustratu. And we also have like a local national forum convention where some of them are from the publishers and also from the independent comics makers. Next slide. I want to ask about the identity, but the identity I want to find is not about the Indonesianness, Javanese-ness, Asianness, but I want to see the identity of the object itself. Because identity is like language. When you have identity, you can speak, you have voice. But identity, like we have talked before from the former presentation, the identity is we have to talk about the differences and also similarity. Because the identity is partial and always contingent to the part outside of the object itself. Next slide. So you can see on the left side is the independent comics in the around 90s and early 2000s and the contemporary. It has many differences and also similarities, but they are not the same. So that one I want to do the research. On the left one is very opposition to the major publishers and to the translation comics. But now on the contemporary comics, more similar as the formats. That's why I want to find what is the difference, what is the similarity, and how they can give out insights. Next slide. So you can see the diagram. In the 90s, the comic independent is very separated, but now it has like what you call it. Irisan is, what you call it, irisan in English? You have like a section, yeah, you have the section. But I want to not want to talk about that too formality now. So I have to talk about the comic studies. Next slide. because in the comic studies, we many kind of things. And one I want to highlight today is the language of comic. It's not the language of Thailand, not Indonesia, Java, but it's language of comic. I want to tell you a simple explanation about this. Yeah. So you want to talk about language, you have the structure, you have the functional elements, and you have the content elements. But if you change the elements, the content, you will make another meaning. In comic, this meaning is the story, the storytelling. Yeah, Pak Banu is correct. The whole story is now being filmed, the comic adaptation to the film. Hell's torture. In comic, this one is the language. When I say I go and change to I went, it have different meaning, different context, because I went already passed, or I will go in the future, different meaning. In the story, if you put something, it will be different, just like the next, yeah. The functional elements is the panel in the comic, and the content element is, you see in the picture from Adrian Tomin. You can see a picture that somebody is wake up, and then you see how is the condition very close up. But if you change the content, next slide, the next picture, yeah, already different meaning, different story. So that's one, the unit, the smallest unit I want to see on the independent comics. What is the meaning and how they do the similarities and they get the differences to the 90s opposition independent comic, and how they contestation and the position to the major publishers and transnational comics. The next slide is the theory, but I think I will skip it. It's too, yeah. Identity is never complete. You are Thailandese, you are Javanese, but never be fully complete. I know I can say I'm Indonesian because I talk as a student and as a teacher in Indonesian at university. But when I talk to people, I'll be Javanese. So it's never complete. But if somebody outside killing the Javanese, speaking the Javanese, I will be, I'm not Javanese. So the identity is never complete. And identity is a construct. It's not given. Who say you are an artist? If you make artwork, you are an artist? No. If you sell the artwork on the market, you are the painting sellers. You are not artists. But if somebody come to you, curator, talk about you, write about you, and you are become an artist. So identity is a construct thing. It's not given, it's not essential. That's the theory. Just believe it, yeah. And the next one, that's why I want to talk about the discourse, because I think Indonesian comic is the discourse. How you know about the thing and how the thing will rule you to understand it is the discourse. But you can forget it. I will talk about the object itself. Next. So I found two comics actually, and they have the cups on it. The first one is the title is Cups by Yuda Sandi and Mira Asringantias, and the other one is How Do You Take Your Coffee to Tea? With sugar, with Americano, with macchiato. We can see the next slide from the cups first. This one is a community comic, so it's not a fantasy, not superhero, but it's a slice of life how Mira and Dito, a couple of Lira Studio, they built the place, the cafe, and also a place to do the exhibition in Yogyakarta. And the comic made by Desain, they talk, so it will encourage people to know about the place of creation, and also the people in it. So it has different story with the superhero or manga or from USA. In the next slide, you can see how they innovate. it's like a common page. But if you open the panel, the functional element is not only two-dimensional, it's become three-dimensional, it's folded. You can see on the next slide, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Every panel telling story about a person who have involved in the cafe funding. A person who just the what you call it security, the people who come always there but not order anything. But it more it makes people who read more understanding through the opening of the folding of the panels. It's not on the other page, but in the same page, but they have the folding panels. And the other ones, the comic from Asisanu, it's not like a typical comic. It's more like illustrated books. The story is just flowing, talking about how do you take your coffee, just like a visual poetry. Do you like the cappuccino or americano or macchiato? So it's rhyming to the visuals and also rhyming to the text itself. And I found that the reader will take personal meaning of it. It's not the story of the creator, but it will be the story of the reader. So I think the 2 points from the folding panels and how the participatory reading to make the story become the story of the readers, I think is how the innovative of independent comics in the contemporary era. So my conclusion, you can read. I hope so. So independent comics are no longer recognizable just by their format. The academic construction of independent comics still determined by the subject's position of Indonesia comic discourse, showing a hybrid identity. It depends. You want to sell or you want to be artistic. If you want to be artistic, you will make it very, very artistic, just like fine art. But if you want to sell, you will make it similar to the major publishers comic. And then I found that comic artifact development does find through the tracing of the articulation. So how do you say, how the functional element, how do you put the drawing, how you put the style of you, it will become the comic grammar used in the language of contemporary independent comics, which very applied in the major publishing. Because the major publishing is, maybe they found it's too expensive to print the folding. It's very expensive to print the color. So it will be more independent, more freedom to make it self-published. And for the epilogue, I want to show you that it makes context that now in South Asia, there is a collaboration movement to make comic that is so close to you. It's not Japanese things, but it's very Asia. It's one of the example is Sound comic anthology. It's initiated by Charles Locke from Malaysia and Desain from Filipina, and they gather people, comic artists from Southeast Asia. They make the sound, how the sound is around us, the sounds of the crunchy kerupuk, to the humming prayer in another place, in temple or everywhere. I think that is all now. Thank you. I'm the last, but I'm not lost. Believe me. Thank you. Terima kasih. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you very much, Mr. Tera. So according to the timetable, I have 30 minutes to summarize this discussion. What I'm going to say in 30 minutes. So maybe, because I saw many collaboration from the speaker, I say that we collaborate with the Cilegon University, and I saw many, for example, in Thailand, certain technique is very dangerous if you do it in Indonesia. So Mr. Arvi say, I wouldn't dare to do that, right? Because it's too dangerous. Like when I have a conversation with one of the teaching staff that every Thai, when they reach the puberty, they have to become a monk. Is that correct? Yeah. Come on. You did? Oh, you did? Okay. So you have to beg to get the food.
Yeah, we received the food. Believe.
Yeah, technically. Well, technically speaking, it's begging, right? You don't work, but some people give you the food for charity. Okay, so we cannot do that because it's not the norm here. But as Dr. Pasu said, that how can we collaborate? Of course, it's easy for us to collaborate because we like each other, right? So the question is maybe how can we collaborate if we hate each other? I think it's more fundamental than if you like each other, of course you can collaborate. Now, artists is notoriously, if they hate each other, they cannot work together, right? It's different with the politician. I mean, they don't love or like each other, but they work together. So why can we be more like politician? Even though we hate each other, we still can work together. Can artists do that? Do you? So for example, we pick some country that we hate so much and we visit it and then we, you're not sure. Okay. Only North Korea? Okay. Are we allowed to say that we hate North Korea? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, unusual. Okay. Do you think it's an interesting project?
I think it's very subjective to pick something that some countries that we all like. I don't think that has possibility.
Okay.
However, it's an interesting subject to bring something that's not familiar to our daily life to design on.
Oh, okay. Can you pick one country that you hate?
Let's say, how about not the country, but the ways that artists work?
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's more familiar to us. Like,
Okay.
some people may feel like, I don't like computer generated design. And that is, okay, we pick on that topic and how we solve that. I think that's much more understandable.
Yeah.
For all of us.
Yeah. Nice answer.
I don't.
Okay, in certain way that we hate some artists do their job.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the artificial intelligence or computer generated. What about if it become the norm in the future?
It must be the norm. I don't believe that we can ignore the technology. Technology is gonna come at some point, but at this point, we still have a time to not take it, but later on, we have to open our arms and say that we have to take it. For example, long time ago when photography used like the analog types of camera, and then one day it's changed to digital camera. People gonna say like, oh, I don't like digital camera, it's lose the spirit of the theme things. But how about today? You cannot find analog camera anymore. It's exactly the same thing with technology. We cannot ignore it. We just have to take it slowly. But at this point, I believe we take it too fast, and that's a lot of problems.
Do you think there are some artists who still hate that digital?
For myself, I hate AI generated things because when I work on something, I spend like 4 hours, 5 hours to create like model rendering, and then right now just typing it takes only 2 minutes to create something that, let's say, close to our work, but it's take a lot less effort. And the audience or the clients who doesn't understand the way that artists produce their work, they're not gonna understand like why you spend 4 hours. Computer only make it in 2 minutes. That's is something that I don't know.
Okay. So if you understand how they think, maybe we can accept what they did.
But some theory, you understand the principle, you understand the theory, you understand everything, but still don't like the way it is. I don't think that understanding gonna solve anything, but we forced to take it at some point. We have no choice. That's my opinion.
I'm going to ask Mr. Tera. Dr. Pasu said that similarity is more important than diversity, right? You said that, right?
I think both similarity and diversity is have the same value of importance. Not one of them more than other than both of them
must work together. But our motto is unity in diversity. So we embrace diversity more than similarity.
But the thing is, like, you all embrace diversity, correct? That is the term, all embracing something. That is similarity. Is that correct?
Well, about the identity, because Mr. Tera said about the identity is a ongoing process. It never completed.
Yeah, but that's true. Yeah, I don't say anything against that. Yeah, so I agree on that.
Okay. So please, Mr. elaborate on that.
Yeah.
Topic.
We have the theory of difference. How we put the difference and put the different to be always on the move, but we have to stop at the some point. Just like Pak Akbar said about unity and diversity, it's like good motto for our ASEAN countries, but it has also bad meanings. If you have to be unity, which unity you want to be? You are in Malaysia only some islands, yeah. But in Indonesia we have 17,000 islands. Which the word unity, it will differ about the particularity of every island. It will become the universal. And the universal, you have to find the similarity. Diversity will be lost. So even we have the good motto, unity and diversity, but it has bad meaning also. So from the identity, we have to stop at the sum to say something, and we have also on the move. Because our identity is also contingent. We cannot say I'm Javanese. Believe me, I'm Javanese. No, you are not Javanese because this, that is not Javanese. So I will become not Javanese because of the contingency. If somebody say that you have Chinese, actually I have a little bit Chinese ancestry from my father, from the Chinese people in West Java, but small, maybe very small DNA on me. So I will have a stinted eyes. If I want to talk about the DNA, maybe I will find the Chinese on me. But the Javanese, which Javanese? It's Yogyakarta or Surakarta or which part of Javanese? So the identity is always constructed by other outside. About the collaboration, actually we have that community engagement in 2017 and 2019 from students from Surakarta. Now become famous artist in Thailand. If you go to Bangkok, his work is everywhere. His name is Nut Sapong. Nut Sapong now become the illustrator. We come to the village near the campus in Sewon, to the toy village. They make traditional toy. So student from ISI, student from Surakarta, and also student from Esterhazy College from the Hungary. We make animation. And students from the Hungary and students from Surakarta, they have different kind of tradition of toys, but they try to elaborate. Oh, I want to talk about the how to keep it still modern toy. So they not talk about the Java tradition, but they want to talk about the how to keep it up to date to the globalization. And students from Hungary, they more to be on the technically to do the animation. So it's like a collaboration, how to find your diversity and put them together into one good artwork, just like Pak Arif done in the workshop. I think that's how identity works. We have the voice to speak because we have identity, but we don't let the identity become the boundary of each other to be a collaborative space to be art. Thank you.
If we take out the technicality, for example, Dr. Samiati, mother is from Indonesia, and of course she's a Malaysian citizen, right? But you have an Indonesian blood.
Yes.
So you will, according to biology, from the mother side, it has strong root. So you close to your grandmother from the mother side, right? So, but you, as a Malaysian citizen, of course, say that I'm Malaysian. Do you still part of you is Indonesian or?
Okay. Since actually my mother is from Bandung and she's Sunda actually, but because she's only herself when she come to Malaysia with my father, and my father is actually a single sibling, so we actually don't have any quite big family in Malaysia. So we, since my mother actually have a big family in Indonesia, since she's moved to Malaysia, so we become the only family that have a mixed culture. Then we don't actually quite not similar with the what is variety. Since my father actually goes to Indonesia to study actually in Universitas Bandung. When he studied this, that's why he met my mother. And when her end his degree, she come back to Malaysia to bring along my mother. Actually, since when we're talking about the family content of Malaysia, we also have a problem with Indonesia's family, which means like not accepting with their family from other countries, something like that, because of mixed blood or something. But in that case, that we are manage our family by our own. Since I'm my mother is actually a good background of art. When I asking my father that I want to take art, my father actually very disposed. He don't want it to be art in the family. But since my mother has a background of art, when I come to art and now she said to me that, oh, this is an Indonesian family. So I'm part of Indonesian family more towards than my father's, because my father's is more towards the culture of Malaysia. If you know think of the culture of Malaysia, it's very strict of Islamic value. Okay, since I'm quite broad and I'm quite open in terms of understanding that we are in terms of art, we have to understand the spiritual need and the cultural need, and also performance and everything of need of art. We have to be accepted, we have to be diversity, and also we have to be collaborate actually. Since and I'm very lucky to have this kind of board, my father and my mother blood to become one. And I'm very lucky to have this kind of conference that at least I know what side of my mother in terms of the culture in Indonesia. Because when my mother come to Malaysia, we just visit our family from Jakarta, and we sit down there around 1 month, 2 months when we come back to Malaysia. Since we are very small, so we don't have a bit more memory in terms of understanding the culture. But since now I'm in terms of art, so I love to become, I don't get to become myself to understand all this term of art. Thank you.
Okay, so with the art activism, do you think that Indonesia and Malaysia can be like European Union?
Yeah, I think so, because actually a similar language between Indonesia is quite very similar, but we don't just say that we have a dialogue. We don't have, in terms of, I know that some states are going to be a different language because of the ethnic language, even in Malaysia also. Like for example, Nick is from Kelantan. My father is actually from Kelantan. But we don't talk about Kelantanese language because we actually have a Kelantanese language as well. But since my mother is from Indonesia and my father from Kelantan. We just stick to bahasa Malaysia. That's why my family have to become a very what we call to find one point that we cannot be puzzle or harm with each other. For example, when we play, when sport become a very sensitive in our family, especially when it comes to badminton and sport, we don't watch it, so that my mother have no fan of being loose, or my father have been a fan of Malaysia always bad in badminton or something like that. So we don't watch because we are trying to have a happy family. We have to become a very we notice that we don't hate each other. We don't need to have to hate each other. We have to be in terms of understanding. Even though we don't have a very different culture of we have to understand each other so that we can a long life. And so also we have to sit down that art is actually connected with everything in our life.
Okay, thank you for your insight. So the last one is question from Dr. Arif. So in terms of ceramic technique making, do you think we should make like for example, one technique for all that it can be done in Indonesia, in Thailand, in Japan, or in other countries? Because it's so different. As you said, in Thailand, they use gas or something that very dangerous. So do you think we should have one same technique for all the Asian countries?
Okay, I think many technique in ceramic. But usually in the history of ceramic, the same culture, and we have many high temperature, and then earthenware, the gerabah, yeah, usually all Indonesian gerabah, and the different country this different call the gerabah, but the same the name. For the make the same, we have like knowledge ceramic in European. Yeah, but and still we have locality technique. Yeah, but I see the same the technique for the all can be mixed same. This a technique step, because the same you can find not the you can make the same the everything from stone, from the leaf, from the wood. The same you can make stem technique is same, because the material, I think this is different. The technique can be different because the material is different. I think like this.
Isn't that more easier if we have the same technique? If you study here and then you have to do, for example, workshop in Thailand, if the technique is the same, then you don't have to be surprised, or you have to make some adjustment.
I don't. I want to
or
say
it's going to be like Android or an iPhone. It's always different.
Yeah, I think it's different because the many country can be showing the different, because in craft and artist and art usually the make a different is good.
Oh.
Yeah, different is good, because this make in Thailand when the different is good, because some the place we want to make like the different going to the branding of seafood. This I think. Thank you.
Interesting. Well, since you're from the craft department, the first speaker is from craft department, right? So I always wonder why they randomly pick pineapple. Why not palm? Oh, okay. So basically it can be done with the palm also? Not always pineapple? Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, of pineapple. Oh.
Pineapple.
enceng gondok. Oh, because we have so many of pineapple, and then why don't we use it as a cloth? Oh, okay. What do we have here in Jogja?
In Jogja, many fruit. Because the big fruit thing is, I think, salak. Yeah. As a different place in Bantul, we have jambu. What is the name jambu? Jambu water. Yeah. I think.
Can we apply the same technique to the salad leaf with all those thorn and?
Yeah, the artisan can make the scenery for the true character. Yeah, maybe I want to make the leaf from the salad within the my pottery. I think it's good too. Then I think for simple, because make the stem for the as all the character and ceramic technique can same the stem as same in the identity for the leaf of salad or the another fruit. Maybe like this.
Okay. Yeah. We still have like 15 minutes. I think I will give to the floor if they will ask question. No question. Okay. The right side. This.
Dear moderator, is it possible to ask something from the first presenter who talk about the process of transforming pineapple leaf into paper? Is it possible? Ask her. Yeah. Now? Yeah. Is it possible? Oh. Okay. Okay. So I cancel my question. Okay. Thank you.
But why? Why the first speaker? We have like 4 here available.
Yeah. The presentation was very significant for me.
Oh, okay.
Because it's very ecological.
Oh.
But the problem for me is they only talk about the material aspect of the projects.
Okay.
And I would like to know the technology as the technological aspect, like the novelty or originality of the project.
Oh, okay.
That's things I would like to know about that.
Too
Thank you.
bad she's not here. Maybe we can relay the question to them. Next. Can we do that? No, there's no way.
Thank you anyway.
Oh, okay. I'm really sorry for that.
Pak Dwi, I think the most important thing to make the paper for us, our experience in TKV when we make paper is the component to make the pulp itself. So I think it came from anything, and the presentation is some part of the leaves of the pineapples. So as long as the tree, the leaf, anything can make pulp, and then we can put on the screen, and it will become a piece of paper. I think that's how I understand how from the leaf to be a paper.
Yeah,
But maybe I misunderstood.
That's good, but what I would like to know the novelty or the originalities of the project, because if you watch in YouTube, there are so many video contents about similar things. So I think the one that is also important is the novelty of the technological aspect of the process. Thank you.
So can I ask a question? I'm gonna ask you all on this table regarding to the conversation that we have. For example, I have Mr. A and Mr. B. Mr. A and Mr. B look at the topic of sustainable design. My first question is that similar? Because we look at the same topic. We share the both A and B are concerned about the environmental. We are concerned about the future of the world, correct? A and B. So that shows first point of similarity. But then when we talk about sustainable, Mr. A said that, oh, I'm not going to use that plastic. I'm going to use paper straw. I'm going to use reusable materials. However, Mr. B said, no, I'm not going to not use anything. But however, I'm not going to use anything at all. I'm going to stay my life away from anything. Both of them have different methods to reach the same goal. Is that correct? So they still share the similarity, but also they shows the ways of their working or the ways that they believe in diversity. That is my point of similarity as diversity. That is my question.
Is that answering your question?
Yeah, answer.
Okay. Okay. Any question from the floor? Yes, please.
Thank you. So we have a presentation from Pak Arif about ceramics, and he literally talked about what he's been doing in Thailand related to ceramics workshop. And I know that we have an expert of ceramics from Silpakon University. I think we have Mr. Tri. Mr. Tatri. So me personally, I would really like to hear what Mr. Tatri's comments related to what Pak Arif did in Thailand. Okay, thank you. That's it for me.
Ajahn Thatri ครับ Oh, we're gonna hold that for a little bit. Mr. Thatri is out of this room, but he will come back and answering. But however, we have another expert to answer the same question. Is that okay for you? Okay.
Okay, my name is Paul. I am a representative for Mr. Tatri. Okay, department at Silpakon University. Well, for the question, may I have a question again, please? Because I was hearing that you will ask Tatri, so I didn't hear the question much.
Okay, I just would like to hear what is the ceramics expert from Silpakon University response or comment related to what Mr. Arif's presentation about ceramics in Thailand.
Oh, here we go.
I think yeah.
Tatri, you've been to the Konsi Tamarat, right? Mokhalan Festival. Have you? Mokhalan Festival at the Konsi Tamarat.
They just have International Moklam
ceramic workshop last month.
Yeah, last month, at the first of August. Yes, yes, yes. The question was, how do you think about the work happened at Nakhon Si Thammarat at Moklan Festival?
That the first I heard from the member of our department as associate professor Siumpon. They had like a advisor for this workshop. They want to make the international workshop in Moklan.
The question was, what do you think from your expertise view about this festival? What do you find?
I think when we have international workshop, we like to exchange artists or teacher from different parts of the world. They come to have exhibition and workshop between the time for at the symposium. They learn each other. Students or people from the place, local place can see and learn. I just talked with Professor Rupa. In Silpakorn University, we have activity around start from international workshop start from 2012. That time we before that we go to have international workshop in Korea, and after that we come back and talk with different from teacher from different university and we try to do together, and after that we got support from university, and then we try to start year by year from small now become quite big international symposium in Thailand.
Yeah. I want to add to that, the activities of symposium and collaboration, ceramic artists in Thailand is very strong because we have a very strong connection between universities, not only the university, but also the artists in the local places, like they have their own studios and they have their own manufacturing. So we try to invite them to join the festival, and also we, as many of our members have a connection outside, like internationally, so they invite to make like a so diversified event from people from around the world. Thank you. All right. Is that okay for the answers? Thank you very much. Cheers.
Working, okay. Thank you, because the time is up. So I'm not going to summarize this discussion, but I'm going to take side. Not because the other side is bad, but I'm going to take side with Dr. Pasu because we have much similarity. We both from interior design, correct? We both study in Japan, right? The difference is you graduated, I'm not. So because we have similarity, and then you also said that similarity is more important than diversity. I agree with that, but we have to manage somehow that diversity could be our advantage, so we can cooperate with slight diversity but many similarity. So it's his conclusion, not my conclusion, but I'm taking side.
Okay, thank you very much for your
and I give it back the time to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Banu, for guiding our session for today. Thank you very much for all of the speakers that already given the presentation. Very insightful information. We have a small token of appreciation for the speakers, and I would like to invite Rector of ISI Yogyakarta, Professor Dr. Timur Raharjo, to come to the front and give the token of appreciation. I would like to invite Deputy Rector of Student Affairs, Dr. Pauline Rozak. And last, I would like to invite the Dean of Decorative Art Faculty, Surakarta University, Dr. Tanaton. I would like to invite everyone to, the ones that I already called out, to go to the front and give the token of appreciation to the speakers. And for the speakers, can go in front of the stage. Thank you. Di depan dulu aja, di depan. Oh iya, itu 200 meter ya sedikit.
Nanti saya bilang
Thank you very much to all of the speakers and also the moderator for today. Everyone, maybe go back to their seat. We have such a wonderful 2 full days that we have spent together in this conference. Well, we hope through this conference, we can build a closer relationship in the future and we can have more collaboration together. And I would like to invite Mr. Gabri once again to give a closing speech. Thank you very much.
To honors guests, on behalf of the committee, I would like to express our gratitude and appreciate for being here. Stay with us until end of the session. Apologize for any mistakes we made. We believe this forum will change our partnership, since you all are always in our heart. And we are such big family. See you again next time in a much better session. Thank you.
Thank you very much for everyone who has come in here and also take part in this event. Thank you very much once again. And to remember this delightful moment, I would like to invite everyone to come to this in front of the stage and we can take pictures together. Kemajuan. Sini aja di sini. The ladies can stand right behind the chair, and for all the gentlemen can stand on the stage. Thank you. The ladies stay on right behind the chair, and the gentlemen can stand on the stage. The gentlemen can stand on the stage. Thank you. For the ladies guests, maybe you can make 2 lines. For the ladies, make 2 lines. Terlalu penuh. Beberapa pindah agak ke tengah aja. Thank you so much, everyone. This is the end of our Art Academic Forum. And right after this, we already prepared lunch. So everyone, we can all enjoy the lunch for today. And after lunch, we are going to ISI Yogyakarta to join the workshop that already been prepared. So everyone can enjoy the lunch, and then we go together to ISI for the workshop. Thank you very much.
Microphone to talk. ครับผม okay I speak in Thai with my colleagues from Surakarta University โอเคครับอาจารย์เดี๋ยวทานข้าวนะครับแล้วก็ช่วงบ่ายเดี๋ยวเราจะไปที่แคมปัสของISIจ็อกจานะครับอาจารย์2 กลุ่มนะครับอาจารย์ติงอาจารย์ยิลาแบ่งกลุ่มกันเวิร์กช็อปนะครับแล้วอาจารย์สักประมาณ2 โมงครึ่งอาจารย์ส่วนใหญ่ที่จะต้องคุยเรื่อง Academic Forum เดี๋ยวเราจะไปคุยกันอาจจะเป็นหัวหน้าภาควิชานะครับแล้วก็ผู้ที่เกี่ยวข้องตัวแทนภาควิชาเพราะว่าทางISIจ็อกจาเขาจะจัดเป็น Academic Forum คุยกับ UITM นะฮะความเป็นไปได้ในความร่วมมือไม่ว่าจะเป็นกิจกรรมต่างๆของหลักสูตรภาควิชาและหรือกิจกรรมที่เกี่ยวข้องอื่นๆนะครับก็จะไปหารือร่วมกันนะครับก็จะมี agenda ไว้อยู่แล้วมีวาระกันอยู่แล้วเพราะนั้นเราจะ hit to the point คุยในรายละเอียดที่จะทำความร่วมมือกันนะครับโอเคครับใครจะขอสักเพลงไหมครับเดี๋ยวเปิดให้เลยโอเคขอบคุณครับTerima kasih ขอบคุณมากครับ
Still wonder